Houston is presented to you by Bed and Bougie Entertainment. I'm your host, Miss Nikki, the CEO. We have our other beautiful host, Dr. Kanisha Gaston, and today we have our lovely guest, D Savannah. How are you? She is a singer-songwriter. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be
We're
here.
glad to have you. So, can you start sharing with us a little bit of how you got into what you are doing now?
So just to kind of compact it, I started singing in church at
Uh-huh.
7 and singing with my mama. She put me up on stage and was like, "Come on, girl, you finna come up here and sing too." So it started from there, sang in high school, middle school. Once I got out of there, I did a lot of audition shows and things of that sort, and spent pretty much the last 10 years doing vocal development and figuring out what was for me, what was my sound, what artist did I want to look up to kind of mimic that. And then in 2018, I just decided, you know what? Well, before that, I was doing a lot of open mics and, different showcases and things of that sort. And then in 2018, I was like, you know what? I want to do my own music.
Hmm.
And I did my first single, Dirty Lover.
Oh,
And
wow.
then, yeah, it's like a reggae. It's real fun and funky.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2019, I released my album, Me and You.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I just kind of kept going, and now we're here today. So it's been a long, long journey, a long process, but it's been beautiful.
Okay. Well, can you tell everybody here that's watching how to contact you via social media?
So on Instagram, it's D Savannah Baby. That's DSAVANNAH Baby. YouTube is D Savannah Show. On all streaming platforms, my artist name is D Savannah. So any iTunes, Spotify, title. But in my Instagram, I have a link, and it'll literally take you everywhere you need to go. So D Savannah Baby.
Okay,
So,
okay.
through this process of you becoming, I like to
Hmm.
say, what would you say has been one of the pivotal things that you've learned throughout this process?
Ooh, so actually, right now, I'm kind of in that process. In Houston, there's like the live music scene, and then you have uh just the industry of music.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm learning starting off doing live music, the game is so different from
Yeah.
live music and industry work. So
Mm-hmm.
um I would say just in its totality, just live music sometimes is it's great to get started and get that exposure and get people recognizing who you are. But I've kind of hit a crossroad of how do I get people to look at me as the artist and
Yeah.
not
Okay.
just a singer.
Yeah.
Right.
Um and so that's been interesting, and I feel like I am, finding my way through that beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely been a struggle within the last few months,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said for a year, I was like, I'm gonna get out here, I'm gonna do live music, I want to be at all the spots, and I want to meet new people and put my face out there, and so people know my name. And then it's like, but at the same time, I need to be in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to be at these industry mixers, and I need to do that. So the worlds are like, you would think they
They're
coincide with
together,
it,
Mm-hmm.
but
but
they
they're
don't.
separate.
They are so separate. So that's been huge for me
So
right now.
the
Yeah.
balance and act between the artist and the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Balance
So I have two questions. Didn't you sing "I'd Rather Go Blind"?
I did.
I loved it because I saw you. And then the other question I have is, do you feel the music more when you hear the bass? Because I know when I sit close to the stage and I hear the live music, do you
Mhm.
hear that better? Do you feel it more when you hear the live music, or if you're singing like with the DJ doing the tracks?
Oh, with the live music,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure, live music. Yeah.
How do you think the audience portray it? Because there's a difference. We know the
Mhm.
difference between the live, just the vibe alone.
Yeah, yeah. I think with live music, you're able to really give a show. And
Mhm.
if you have good musicians, and if
Yeah.
you got somebody on bass killing, you got somebody on drums and the keys killing, that adds a totally different element. So now it's not
Right.
about the singer or
Mhm.
just about the singer. You
Mhm.
got the band too.
Mhm.
Right.
So I know for me, I enjoy the musicality of that part.
Mhm.
And the band that I play with, the fan band,
Mhm.
I like for all of us to be able to be cohesive as a group, but
Mhm.
also individually be able to show, what it is our talents are. And so I enjoy live music, and I think the audience enjoys that as
Yeah.
well. Now
Mhm.
I have done some shows where it's just me and tracks and a DJ,
Right.
and they enjoy
The
it.
vibe
I think
still good.
because yeah, I think because the type of artist and what I've noticed is I'll look out into the audience with DJ
Mhm.
shows or
Uh
track
huh.
shows, and people are not that engaged like dancing and up like
Mhm.
I've noticed several times like I look out into the audience and people are just kind of sitting looking like that. They're tuned in. They're
Mhm.
Right.
looking at me, but I don't know if it's kind of like wow, she can sing or what just taking it. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but there is a difference.
Mhm.
With live music, you are engaged as well,
Mhm.
but the music feels so good. You
Yeah.
up dancing, you swaying. What a
Mhm.
DJ is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Or not
Yeah.
necessarily I don't want to put emphasis on the DJ, but just with the track show.
Right. The
Yeah.
It is
track is
different.
different.
Yeah.
So I know one of your many talents is songwriting.
Mhm.
So what made you get into songwriting?
I used to journal a lot when I was a kid. And I would just, kind of write down whatever I was going through, how my day was. I used to try to write songs and they were horrible. I would write about sitting in my room, playing with my dog or going to the store, eating chips. It was just silly stuff like that. And then it just kind of progressed into journaling for real. How do I feel? What am I going through as time went on and as I got older? And it just became to be a good outlet for me.
Right.
I'm one, I don't really like to vent to too many people. Like
Mhm.
I do,
Mhm.
I'm pretty open, but at the same time, I'm very cautious of
Mhm.
my feelings
Reserve.
and my
Right.
vulnerability for real. So um, I just like to put it in my music, and I know that people would feel that as well.
Mhm.
And so that's just
So
a
would
outlet
you
for me.
say you're inspired by your songwriting? Like it's something that inspires you, or is it an element of your life that you're experiencing that comes out in your songwriting?
It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Sometimes it depends on what I'm going through at that moment. Sometimes I can hear something on TV or
Mhm.
a friend or something, and I'll kind of think of that and use that as inspiration, not necessarily
Right.
their story, but
Mhm.
Right.
that would be cool to write a song about that, or
Yeah.
that'd be cool to kind of highlight that. Or it's necessary because
Mhm.
whether it's love, whether it's put some respect on who I am,
Yeah.
whether it's
Yeah. Put
I
some
gotta,
respect on my
Uh,
you
name.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, I gotta talk
who
that
I
talk real
am.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whether it's about
People
some
catch
real
your
stuff. Yeah,
attention.
even like
Yeah.
I had a single that I wrote and created called Black.
Mhm.
And Black was in the midst of 2020 with George Floyd and all the police killings and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
everything that black people was experiencing. And
Yeah.
so that derived from that
Yes.
moment.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
with
Yes.
me it just really depends. It's
Yeah. I
it's a
bet
little
that's
bit of it
beautiful.
all.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you said you started singing at 7. So did your mom hear you singing, and she was like, how did she discover that you
Yeah.
could sing? Yeah.
So my mom sings. She was the singer. And I mean, from young, you would hum and be singing around the house or whatever. And she would sing all the time and I'm guessing I would sing or whatever. And I guess just knowing your child.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just remember one time she was like, okay, this is a song Kiera Clark Sheard and Karen Clark Sheard.
Oh, I
And
love
so
them.
the safest place.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "You gonna learn this song, and we gonna get up here and we gonna sing." And my grandma would be in the front, and she would be looking like, "And if
Oh.
you cry, I'm tearing you up."
Oh.
And 9 times out of 10, I would cry. I have a picture of us on stage, and I am boohooing. Like I
Oh.
didn't want to do it at first.
I think they'd have to whoop you out the
Oh,
church
they had
like
to whoop
Tina
me.
Turner.
Yes, I got abused into singing. Thank my grandmother.
Thank your
God rest her
grandmother.
soul. But yeah, that's just how I started.
So did they want you to sing did they want you to sing gospel verses, or do you do both?
I do both because I
Mm.
grew up in the church. That's gonna always be
Always be
there,
Yeah.
and
there.
that was the foundation for sure. And then
Yeah.
once I got into school and in choir and did talent shows, of course, you go into the R&B or the worldly music.
Different genres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't think that hasn't been a thing in my family. Like, no, you need to sing gospel. They
Hmm.
just have kind of let me
Let
be
you do your
free and
own journey,
mhm.
your own
Mhm.
path through
Now
music.
if I get a little too raunchy, they kind of be like, "Girl, what's that?" Now I'm kind of into that because I'm grown and
Yeah.
certain songs, I want to sing and express and my daddy'll be like, "I just know my baby. You just an
Hmm.
artist and you just doing your thing." So it's kind of that
It's
thing.
good that they're able to distinguish
Hmm.
between what you do and who you are.
That
Yeah.
part for sure.
So do you have any videos that you would like to share with us? And
I do. So I have a single called Love Letter that I just released in February, and I have an official music video to that. So I would love for y'all to see that.
okay, well, go ahead and introduce Love Letter.
So this is D Savannah, and this is Love Letter, my baby, my love ballad, my R&B, just everything. And I hope you all like it.
Love letter, D Savannah.
Oh no, yeah. It's the Savannah, baby. Oh yeah. I don't know. I might sound kinda silly. Might be in my head. Back and forth overthinking. Like, why do you love me? Or why are you here? Will I be breaking my own heart? Keeping near if I just be smiling. Go to sleep to your playlist. Say my space was closed for the moment you opened and walked right on in. Can I close the door, please? This song feels kinda scary. My gangster is slipping. The one that I prayed for is in front of me. Say part of me wants to run, and part of me wants to come in your heart. This could be a real start. Under these night lights shining down tonight. It's only you and I in the whole world. Say let's dance it all away till the night and day. I am all yours. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Time's a wasting, don't wait for nobody. Before it all ends, need your body, but I hesitate, try to fight it. My mind gets to going all quiet. I would taste the depth of your mind, 'cause it fills me right up. A harmonic explosion, everything's zeroed in. My walls are creaming down. Hey, say part of me wants to run, and part of me wants to come. Oh yeah, in your heart, that would be the most wonderful part. Under these lights shining down tonight, it's only you and I in the whole world. Say let's dance it all away till the night and day. I am all yours. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I can be all yours till the night and the day. All you gotta do is say under these lights down tonight. It's only you and I in the whole world. This is my love letter. Till the night and the day. Oh, this is my love letter.
Welcome back to Boss Women of Houston. The love. Come on. We like that. So what inspired that video?
I wanted to really kind of I want it to be centered around me and what
Right.
the song was talking about. So because the song is so like this is me writing in my diary about what I really feel about this guy that I'm liking and that I would like to be with, but I don't really know. I'm kind of scared to step out there. I just wanted to kind of, I wanted the video to really be focused on the lyrics. So I didn't, like a lot
Right.
of people ask, well, why you didn't have like a guy in the video or
Mhm.
something? It ain't about that. It's
Yeah.
about me
Yeah.
Right.
looking cute like I was looking
Yes.
and just walking around my house,
Yes. In
um,
your pink.
expressing in my pink, looking cute like a little Barbie doll, and
Yes.
just being real and what I'm talking about in the song.
Right.
And I decided to have that type of look because this song feels so 50s, kind of 60s.
Yes.
I'm
Right.
hoping that
Vintage.
very vintage. I think
Yeah.
that's the right era. That's what it felt like to me.
Mhm.
So yeah, I wanted that video to be simple, to be very aesthetically pleasing, but I wanted the focus to be on me and the lyrics.
Mhm. So, do you write for other people, or do you just write? Like, are you a
A
ghostwriter,
ghostwriter.
or
I
do
would
you?
love to write for other people. I haven't really figured out how to tap into that yet, like on the
Oh.
mainstream.
Mhm.
I'm sure if I, put it out there for people locally or
Mhm.
that I can kind of touch and talk
Mhm.
to, for sure. But I would love to be able
Mhm.
to do that on a bigger
Yeah.
scale.
All you have to do is make an offer.
Yeah. And also I want to you're very beautiful, very classy.
Thank you.
Your stage performance and your crowd interaction with the crowd, because I've watched your performance, is
Mhm.
very, very, very
Eloquent.
good. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Very
you.
mature. Um you just have a lot going for you. You know what I'm saying? It's the business. You have the business and beauty type. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
Brains
Thank
and
you.
beauty.
Thank you.
Exactly. That's what the words I'm looking for. Brains and
Yeah.
beauty.
We need that because sometimes it's just all beauty and it ain't no brains.
Yeah, there you
And that is
go.
very
And the dance
And you can
influential.
get
hall
lost in
comes.
the industry.
Oh,
Hmm.
and
You
and
can
taking
get
and
lost.
advantage of
and
it.
it's
Exactly.
it's funny that y'all say that because I years ago I used to be like, why hasn't it happened for me yet? The time
Right.
to time. And now that I'm in this space, I'm like, it wasn't my time.
Right.
I could have gotten
Right.
Exactly.
lost. So honestly, once I dropped the album in 2019, that whole everything after that just shifts. My mental shift, my spirit shift, and I said, I feel like something is gonna happen very soon. Let
Mhm.
me prepare now. So I
Mhm.
started getting into my spirituality a little bit more,
Mhm.
reading more books, and just making sure that regardless of anything and how anything wavers, that I'm 10 toes, down
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
and my values and my morals, so that when I encounter this industry and this world for real,
Right.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna get eaten alive.
One of
Exactly.
my main things I always tell people, they posture themselves for a position that they're not even prepared for,
Yeah. Yeah.
which means that you try to excel yourself in the business and then you're not prepared to sustain it. Because
Mhm.
you
Exactly.
can get it, but if you're not prepared to sustain it, then what's the point?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I like
Mhm.
how you have perfected your position
Thank
in,
you.
in, in your craft, and how you knew that, hey, if it wasn't my time right then,
Yeah. And you
it'll be my
understood
time
that.
now. You understood it. You were in alignment with your assignment.
Right. And
Mhm.
I started doing, after I took voice lessons for a while, I
Mhm.
started doing artist development too. So it's a few people
Right.
who I've given voice lessons to,
Oh
and
wow.
artist development,
Oh,
because I feel like with labels and just the industry now is very weird from how
Yeah.
it was back
Yeah.
in the day.
yeah.
There aren't really any artist development. I feel like people just kind of post stuff on social media and a song may go viral from TikTok or because
Mhm.
they said something crazy and now it's hype, and so now everybody, you know how I go.
Yes,
And I
most
actually saw a
definitely.
video of somebody in the industry, and he was saying that what labels do now is they look for that. They
Mhm.
look for those artists with the viral video that ain't got no guidance, that ain't
Yeah.
did no type of development, that
Mhm.
don't know how to manage no money, that
Yeah.
don't know how to be a personality and an artist. They don't
Mhm.
know how to
Yeah.
combine all of those worlds because artist development is not something that's given anymore.
Yeah.
And
And,
you got to go through that preparation process. You just
Yeah.
have
and
to.
I spoke with a gentleman the other day that actually mentioned that if he knew the things that he knew now, that he'll be able to collect residual on the things that he did, because now the company that signed him is getting all the benefits and he broke.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yep.
And
And
he
that's how
broke.
it get,
Yep.
because they have they have okay, we paid this much for the hotel, we paid this much for the
And they
flight.
don't tell you all that
Yeah,
at
we paid
first.
this
Mhm.
much for the costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all that cost. We
Oh,
bought you a
yep.
car. We paid your rent.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
gotta keep
And
yeah.
this is a needed value in the industry, that people need to understand that you have your talent, but behind every talent is a back office,
Mhm.
which means your business.
And they need to take the classes. You know what I'm saying? They need to take business classes on how to manage their money, how to budget their own money, keep up
Hmm.
with. You know what I'm saying? Keep up with
Mhm.
their own
Mhm.
develop
finances.
their
Mhm.
contracts so
Yes.
they'll
Mhm.
know what to
Look over their
expect.
contracts, see how much,
Yeah,
what percentage is going to the manager, what percentage is going into, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
that
I
you,
agree.
like I said, you can get
yeah.
lost in
She
the,
said it.
lost in
Hmm.
the, lost in the
Lost
In
in
the
the
industry.
game,
sauce.
Yeah,
lost
lost
in
in
the
the sauce,
Yep.
sauce.
most
Yeah.
definitely. And and for a long time, and what a lot of people don't realize, these people, and myself included, until I got in the industry, these people are doing all of this money and stuff. I didn't even know that that was fake money. I'm so naive.
Wait, what you
You
mean?
know how the rappers be on there on the videos with the
And they got
money,
the money
making it
everywhere,
rain. Yeah,
and it be fake money. They be having fake chains and they partners' cars
yeah,
outside.
yeah. And the thing
It's the
is,
facade.
and it made sense. What I heard an artist say
Liquor
different,
bottles with tea.
huh?
Oh, I know you lying. For
Well,
real?
what I heard an artist say, depending on where he go, he will get a replica chain. And if you go to a hood where he know people gonna snatch his chain, he's not gonna wear the chain that
That's
he
smart.
that he spent a lot of, where they go with the little zzz, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna get a replica chain. So if somebody steal that chain,
Right.
they don't have his chain, which is smart. You know what I'm
Smart.
saying? They,
Wow.
yeah.
It's
So
so many parameters
yeah.
um
Mhm.
So
to be
I,
aware of.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and I'm like, that is just so dumb. They got all that money, and then when I got in the industry and started going to video shoots, and then realize, and then my grandson, and this is funny. I took some of the money home, because he always be cleaning up, and I'm like, here, I'll give you $100, and I was, oh shit, let me get this money back, because hey, if he take it to school, like, he gonna have the feds after me.
Oh Lord.
And I was like, JoJo, bring me that money back. So
That's funny.
yeah, so I brought some of the money home from the video shoot, and he always like, because I used to pay him like little dollars and stuff to do stuff for me, and I just brought him some of the video shoot, and I was like, oh Lord, he takes this, but
Don't get in
I didn't
trouble.
even know, that money was not, some of them is
Mhm.
Yeah.
not real.
Mhm. It's a whole facade that you have to keep up. I've heard rappers do interviews and say like, when I first started, I had fake chains or I rented cars to
Hmm.
keep up this look, and then
Yeah,
because
Personification.
the
because unfortunately
Airbnbs, yeah.
Yeah.
people will judge you and treat you based off of
Accordingly.
how you look, what you wearing,
Hmm.
what you riding, how many followers you got on social media.
Hmm.
Like it's
And now they
based on the
buying them.
things that
Yeah.
really don't matter.
And
Yeah.
then the models, the video vixens, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And then their wives or their girlfriends that looks nothing like these video vixens. You know what I'm saying? Not, I
Yeah.
mean, you love who you love, you know what I'm saying? But
But the image that you
The
are upholding,
personification.
yeah, and that
Yeah.
you're
yeah,
Yeah.
glorifying is
yeah,
something
And
that you don't
then,
even lay with at
right.
home for real.
yeah,
But not only that, you're not even becoming who you are.
yes,
You're not even authentic to it. And so next thing you know, whenever you display it out publicly, they see a whole different vibe.
yeah,
So
yeah,
And yeah,
they
that's
that's how you
something
know.
that's super important to me. I wanted to be authentically who I am, whatever that
hmm,
means. And I had a lot of people say like, "Oh, well, you can't say this or you can't act this type of way if you don't got no following for real." I don't care. Like
yeah,
I've always said, if I have a solid, if I just got Houston, if I
hmm,
just got Texas, I'm fine with that. Of
exactly,
course, I would want to impact the world and
yeah,
be able to reach everywhere, but I'm not going to not be who I am
hmm,
Right.
in whatever way that, you know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's important to
Because the
me.
thing is, people buy followers.
They
Yeah.
They
People
do.
buy
buy
followers.
followers.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
do.
Because I get the thing a lot. For such and such amount of money, you can get 19 million followers. I'm just throwing a number out there. I
Mhm.
don't care about those followers, because at the
Yeah.
Mhm.
end of the day, I don't even know. I have followers that I don't know, and if I have a show, how many of those people gonna show up at my event?
Right.
And you
So I
buying
like that
them.
you're authentic, and so you're getting your own fan base. So do you have another video you like to introduce?
Yes. So I did a video for Black. And
Yes,
Black was really cool. I we want to talk about it right now. We
yes,
just want to. Okay. So Black was really
because I'm
cool. I wanted
excited.
to incorporate black kids, black dancers, black businesses, black people on the street,
Yes,
black
ma'am.
whoever, whatever. I literally went around with my phone and was like, you black, you do something, I'm gonna get you on camera and I'm putting my video to my barbershop, to my
Wow.
friend at the park. He's a gymnastic trainer. He's into flipping and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
He had a student and he was flipping, so I was like, I'm gonna pull up on you. I'm gonna record this video. I had a videographer who went and we set up one of my friends who danced. We had my other friends. I was just telling people like, pull up at Emancipation Park at this time. We're gonna do a video.
Emancipation Park.
At
Yes.
that time, that was really sacred grounds because all of the protesting and stuff that we was doing, I was in the front lines for a lot of that stuff. So Emancipation Park was really important to me, and I just really wanted to capture the Black beauty of just being Black. And so that's Black.
Let's hit it.
It speaks to the fact that you have the same dreams as other people. You have equal, if not more, talent at times, but you don't have the same opportunities. My answer to that is to be young, gifted, and Black.
Every day I'm Black, but right now I'm Black, giddy Black. I'm young and I'm gifted, I am royalty, that's facts. Innovative, gotta get my own and show the babies how to rock the throne with melanin magic. I hope that you catch it, will rise higher than the sky. We can have it all. Answer the call. Descendants of the king, fighting for us in the ring. Tap in the ruach within and see the glory keep coming, coming, coming. Judah, you hear him, he's calling for you. Something inside you, you know that it's true. So turn around and break your ways. Respect the highest grace. We be getting paid, yeah, we elevate. Keep it in the blood like it's in a safe. Breaking all the curses, we are changing up the name. We're young, gifted, and Black. Throw up your hands with a couple of snaps. Do your little dance, turn around, make it clap. Grandma, you see me, the legacy lives, cause we're young. Cause we're young and we're gifted and we're Black. Black, Black, Black. You remember Oscar, Botham, Atati, Yana, Sean, Alton, Trayvon, Martin, Charleston, Nine, Jordan, Randy, Ahmad, Sandra, Freddie, Corey, Tamir, Belando, Big Floyd, Neon on his neck, and now we bringing the noise. Revenging all the blood, we are changing up the game. Black on here, Black love there. Long as we together, they can't make us out of snare. You see 'em, we can make it without 'em. Black Wall Street is true. We're young and we're gifted and Black. Rising, descendants of the king. Understand what I mean? Okay, so if you didn't know, we the heroes. So go do your praise, get it and go. Do your little dance, turn around, make it clap. Grandma, you see me, the legacy lives, cause we're young, gifted and Black.
And when you aspire to do something that is outside the realm of what the world would see you doing, and also what your family has ever achieved, like to be young, gifted, and Black.
Savannah, what does it mean to you, man, seeing all these little kids show up, man? Was that your vision when you first opened up the gym?
Well,
to get kids off the street?
That was my only vision. And it's all based on keeping these kids out of the street.
So black. So this is very interesting and I want to
Meaningful.
say meaningful because at this time it was about George Floyd.
Hmm.
So how difficult was it for you to go out? Well, I know was well, I can't say difficult. How difficult was it for you to go out, and how meaningful was it, considering um, George Floyd had lost his life?
That whole situation was very emotional for me.
Right.
Cause prior to that, we had COVID, we had the shutdown.
Yes,
Then we had everybody trying to say, well, black people was the spread of this, and then it was
yes,
small little killings here, not small, big, but
yes,
several other killings, that was going on, or just the targeting of black people. So
yes.
all of those emotions were building
Riots,
up.
yeah.
And for me, what was the breaking point was Ahmaud Arbery, the young man who was killed while he was running.
Running.
And
That's
I
giving me
actually,
chills.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is what set me off.
Mm, mm, mm.
And then
Minding his
shortly
own
after
business.
that, it was gunned down like that. And shortly after that is when George Floyd happened. And
Hmm.
then I remember the protest was downtown, and I was sitting on my couch and I was finna take a nap. It was a long day. And when I found out it was downtown, it's like I couldn't I wasn't even sleeping no more. I just
Yes.
got up and I got out there. And from that day, I probably was outside every day, City Hall, Emancipation Park, in the streets of downtown for like 2 months straight.
Yes.
Like 2 months straight, protesting and police fight. It was a crazy time.
Yes.
And so of course I wasn't really creating, because I think throughout that whole process, even the people that was on the front lines, they didn't even know that I did music. I
Yes.
wasn't even talking about singing. It
Yes.
was all about black people and what are we
Yes.
finna do right now.
Yes. What are we gonna do
So
to
after
save
it
our
kind of
people?
settled down a little bit, of course I got those juices, like, okay, I want to create, I need to write, I need to get it out, I need to put it
Yeah,
write in my
right, right.
journal. And writing the song was very emotional. I had this beat that I was sitting on for a long time. One of my producers in New Orleans, Jay Diggy, made it for me. And I told him, I was like, I'm feeling very Nina
She got me
Simone-ish
about to
right
cry
now.
over here. Yes.
I'm feeling very Nina Simone, because she was a artist, but she also was very prominent in black rights and,
Yep.
and civil
Sure
rights. And
was.
so we put together Black, and it was kind of sampled from Young, Gifted, and Black.
Hmm.
It was
Right.
inspired from that. And so I sat on that beat for maybe about a year. And then when this happened, I scratched all of what I wrote before, and I started from scratch. And a lot of it came from the Bible. And at that
Wow.
time, my interpretation and my perspective of the Bible was those people that kept going through all of that stuff looked like black people to me.
Yes.
So I
Amen.
used a lot of what I was reading at the time in that Bible and flipped it into words that I could put in that song. Descendants of the King, fighting for us in the ring,
Girl, you
Yep.
are.
tapping the
She
ruach
is an old
within.
soul.
For real, like tapping the ruach or the spirit within. Watch the glory keep coming. And I wanted it to be something that was happy, that was celebratory for black people, because
Right.
all the other
All the
songs
things
were talking
together.
about the pain. Like, okay, we see it on
Yes.
TV, we see it on social media. I don't want to hear it in the music too. So
Yes.
it was important for me to make Black very upbeat and happy and meaningful. And then at the end of the song, there's a point where I'm saying, you remember Oscar, Botham, Atati,
Yeah.
Yana, Sean,
Uh-huh.
Alton, Trayvon, Martin. I'm literally,
Oh.
and
Listing.
at that part when I was writing that song, I was in tears because it was so many names. I'm
Right.
like, usually when you write and you kind of run out of words sometimes, I could not run out of word names because it was so many people who were gunned down,
That
and
is nothing but God. Just
Right.
that part was the hardest. Um, but it was something that I want this to be a timeless song, to where we can pay homage to those people, because a lot of times it's trending. Black death and black tragedy is trending for a moment, and then 2 weeks later something else happens, we go back to regular life, and then up until another death happened, and it's
Then
just
we
a
want to be
step and
woke.
repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted this to be a something where it gave homage forever, in a sense, if it could.
girl,
So
this she is so girl. Look, you got us both in tears.
Yeah. So
Oh
so
my God.
that moment was serious.
very.
Um, I I remember sitting watching it, and all the emotions stir up from different people, even even children
Yeah.
Mhm.
were at a standing point to where they were scared to even go outside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They were scared to even drive their vehicles. They were
Mhm.
scared to even say, "Mom, if I come across the police, what should I do?"
Yeah.
So you doing that tribute to that to the cause, I would say, because it's a cause, and it's going to forever be a cause because the way the stipulations of life, it's a repetitive cycle
Mhm.
until something drastic is done.
Mhm.
You paying homage to that, and you synchronizing the harmony for it to be an outlet for people who don't know how to channel that expression
Mhm.
is commendable within itself. And for you to be able to link the words together to make that song gave both of us chills as
Yeah,
we
we
was listening
have
to
both
you.
been
Thank you.
chilled
So
over here.
the ghostwriting aspect would be very, very
Beautiful.
good for you because there's so many artists that I've known and seen since just doing the shows is that a lot of them have inward expression that they can't outwardly express because they don't know
Mm.
how to link the words together.
Yeah.
So the way you articulated just the introduction to the video and the introduction of your why
Mhm.
would help a lot of individuals. So what's your next step?
And before, and not to cut you off, um, Young Nook actually, one of the Clover G's actually lived. Remember, we did him on Ear Hustle TV, and remember he went back. Remember he was from where George Floyd
Mhm.
was killed. Remember he went back to the neighborhood and he did the same thing. And remember he was saying that the where he used to go to the store and everything was torn down and didn't look the same anymore. And he did the same thing. I think if you don't mind, maybe y'all could do a collaboration because you're an artist. He's and he's actually from where George. Don't cry, Nicole.
It's
I think
emotional.
that would be beautiful because he was actually that's his neighborhood and he went back.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
can't even talk. Go ahead.
I get what you're saying.
I
it
think
it
it
was
would be
it was
beautiful.
so it was so many artists who came out and did songs like that in that time. I even think of Lil Baby, the
Yeah,
bigger picture, and that song was penetrated me. And I don't even really I listen to Lil Baby. It just depends, but when I heard that song, I gained so much more respect for him.
yeah.
And it's beautiful to see black artists
Mhm,
creating black art
mhm,
that's not negative or derogatory to our
mhm.
culture.
Yeah.
So I think we need more of that.
Yeah, and and I'm gonna go ahead and let you finish. I'm sorry to cut you off because just this morning on the news, and I forget where it was. Did you see where the police officer shot the guy in his sleep this morning?
Mm. I don't I,
Mm-mm.
I don't really watch TV.
Well, the only reason I watched the news because I was gonna get with you about doing the water drive, and it came on where the police shot the guy in his sleep, the black guy, the 20-year-old, I think it was 20 or 21 years old,
It
shot him in his sleep this
it
morning. Did you
just it
see it?
feel I
Yeah,
I try not to watch TV a lot
yeah,
either because it's just too much.
yeah,
And what I was realizing within that year of 2020, like everything was on social media. I still didn't watch the news then, but
yeah.
everything was on social media, and then your parents and everybody at home because it shut down,
Mhm.
so they constantly got the news going, and it was so much death. Like it's just
Yeah,
casual
it's
conversation,
depressing.
and it's like,
Yeah,
well, did you hear? Yeah, they ran into the girl house and killed her. Dang. Well, did
yeah,
you hear so and so was at the drive through and they killed dang.
yeah,
Well, it's like so casual
yeah,
and it I
yeah,
And
can't.
I believe one of my reasons why I don't watch a lot of TV is because I don't want it to be tainted by somebody else's opinion of what's approved for them to say on
yeah,
air.
yeah,
So that was my reason.
yeah,
That was my reason.
Or
yeah,
desensitized
yeah,
to
Yeah,
Black Death, period.
yeah,
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 because I think
yeah,
that's something that definitely can happen as
yeah.
yeah.
well.
So can you tell us a little bit about what's your next?
My next move, lately I have been producing my own shows. So my love letter release party, I said, you know what, I'm gonna get my own venue, and I'm gonna create my own set list and experience musically and creatively with my band, the Fan Band. And this was our second show. We just had one August 20th. And packed it out. We went to the Queen's compound, not too far from here, off Stella Link. It's an all women's
Mhm.
workout gym,
Mhm.
and the owner allowed us to come in there and rent it out or what's the word, revamp it. So it was a
Right.
gym, and we turned it into a live music
Is that the one you invited
ambiance.
me to?
The
Yeah, what
ladies'
up?
night.
Yeah,
The Queen's compound, not too far from here, and I just really love doing that. I
mhm,
love creating my own space where everybody in there appreciates we kind of like minded and like
Yeah.
spirited. We
Mhm.
love good music. We like to have a good time.
Mhm.
Ain't gonna be no trouble. Ain't gonna be no shooting. Ain't
Yes.
gonna be no
Yes.
nothing.
Positive.
It's really like a family.
Right,
Yeah.
So
right.
I want to do more of that. I want to
More
curate
positive.
more of
Yeah.
my own events. I'm working on some singles. Got to get some stuff cleared and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm expecting a project at the top of next year.
Amen.
So hopefully I can do me a small tour. I'm independent
Yeah.
and I will never go and beg any label to, hey, do
Amen.
this, do that.
Mhm.
Like, you see what I'm doing. A lot
Mhm.
of people see me and they don't say a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Right,
the
right.
intimidation we talked
Yeah.
about. I have no idea and I ain't got no business trying to figure out what that
It's
is.
not
Amen.
my
The only
business to
thing
Not your
is
understand
money.
to
not,
your
That's
it's not.
comprehension. Yeah.
Only thing I can do is just continue doing what I'm
what
doing
you
and
doing.
it's gonna flourish. So that's what's next for me, just continuing to stay in my
Stay
lane
in your
and
lane.
do what works for me and the people that
I
support
always
me.
tell people when you're in your own lane, you'll never be
Yeah.
disqualified.
Yes.
So what would you tell up and coming artists? So would that be your same advice for up and coming female artists or just any artist? Um, would that be your same advice to them?
My advice would be to be open to criticism. Do not be
Constructive.
scared
Yeah.
of rejection. I heard no time and time and time and time and time and time and time again for 10 years straight. I
Yeah.
should not be still trying to pursue music as many times as I've heard no.
Mhm.
And these were from big labels, not just regular people on the street, like people who have the platform to take my career to the next level. I was hearing no, not right now. So all of that prepared me for where I am today. I got tough
Exactly.
skin because of it now.
Yeah.
So artist development, really taking genuine constructive
Mhm.
criticism and just being patient and staying in your lane. You may have a love for the arts,
Mhm.
but maybe you can't sing or rap. Maybe you can just write. Do
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
there's
Find your
And
ghostwriting.
that's
niche.
It's
what your
Find your
calling
so
is.
many
talent.
Yeah, maybe
opportunities
that's your
there.
calling.
You may not be so good in, behind the scenes. Maybe you're better in front of the scenes.
Mhm.
Do that. Be creative. Just find whatever your lane is that's
Mhm.
natural and that is just naturally and organically good and do that and perfect it until it's making you your money and you living the life you want.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am.
So we really enjoyed you on Boss Women in Houston. Can you give the audience again how to reach you on your social media outlets?
Yes. Again, my name is D Savannah, and on Instagram, I'm D Savannah Baby. On YouTube, D Savannah Show. On all streaming platforms, D Savannah. And I'm so happy to be here, recording artist, singer, songwriter, artist developer, public speaker.
Hey,
Just a real Houston.
come
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it
on.
clean. I know we look classy. Try to. But
She's that
yeah,
boss.
I'm really
That
real down to
boss.
earth, and a real boss.
A real
D Savannah
boss.
Baby.
BOSS.
Yes, yes,
Well,
yes.
this is Boss Women in Houston. Until next time, love, peace,
And
and unity.
unity.